How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you my review for DanDaDan, episode 4, entitled Kicking Turbo Granny's Ass. I love that title. Before I go any further, I'm going to need you to kick the ass of that like button and that subscribe button and kick that notification bell's ass as well. And if you want to support me even further, go ahead and click that link to my Patreon in the description below. Whatever you choose to donate, we graciously appreciate it. We got different tiers down there, and including suggesting something for me to go ahead and review, and I will push that to the forefront. It's happened before, and it can definitely happen again. So I love when an episode starts. I mentioned before, it just brings me back to my childhood days when the show starts and then something happens and then you get that intro. Very cute how they're fighting over who's gonna go in first, because she don't want to go in first, he don't want to go in first. They're both scared, and she does that little cute little face like, I'm scared, and he's like, yeah, you have no tears, your tears are bone dry. And you would have almost forgotten that there was an intro for here. Let's get some more lights. You would have forgot that there was an intro for this, because they get in, Turbo Granny got head going forward and a giant head behind them, and so Ken still has on his outfit, she has on her outfit, but they're talking about the plan. But as soon as they get in there, they are blocked. They have 4 silver bats. You would have thought like it would have been something special, but it was just her kind of like sending them forward. But the Turbo Granny head that has like blocked the entrance has mouth for eyes and just chews them up. And so it's time for them to use the curse power to go yokai watch Okarun. But as soon as they try to do that, she gave him his weenie back. She's like, didn't think you would try to use that, but alright, so I'm gonna kill you now. And Turbo Luffy about to bite them, and she thinks of what Granny said, and she taunts her like, wow, so you gonna you gonna do all that? I mean, you're not gonna prove that you can be fast or nothing? You're just gonna go ahead and just bite us? Like, that's some punk shit. And she falls for it. She even gives Okarun, the hidden thumbs up, and she taunts her to a game of tag, saying she has to count for 10 minutes. And she's like, all right, cool. So they start running. Turbo Luffy does the weirdest count. She goes 3 minute, 6 minute, 4 minute, 8 minute. She's not even really counting. She's literally just cheating, which is crazy, because then she talks about later on in the episode, she talks about how she doesn't like cheaters. Okay, Turbo Luffy. But yeah, she gets Momo. It's like some weird hands or something that wraps around her, and our boy Ken thinks when she told him, you're kind of dense, don't worry, I'm gonna save you, that heartfelt moment. And right before she can get him, he bites on the titty, quite literally. And she is swinging him around, and he's swinging around, she's spinning him around, and Turbo Luffy has no other choice but then to possess him again. And she's like, all right, I'll just I'll kill her and I'll deal with you. And she's being crushed because Momo doesn't have to physically see him. She can see the curse, and is using her psychic hands, which are are shown in that nice little green color, the same color as her earrings, the same color when she first awakened her powers, and just like crushing her. And we get a little rider kick that breaks the little wrap bubble thing that she was in, but at the same time, she was able to grab Turbo Granny. They have defeated Turbo Granny. We get a nice little funny moment where she's talking about torturing Turbo Granny. You scummy old hag. But then a big ass crab breaks through the tunnel and says, give me back my granny. And it tells them, kill them, location bound spirit. Location bound spirit is a giant crab. And all of that is before the intro. This is also where, remember in my review, I think of episode 2 or 1, where I mentioned Okarun is doing the Carlton. That's where I kind of realize it right now. So as they're running on this idyllic hill countryside, we see the sides of the hill kind of have like that stonework, and they start moving and undulating. Then it becomes all red when the crab comes out. This crab didn't even bother getting pictures of any of this. This crab got a bunch of mouths on it, a couple faces on the back. Crazy looking. Meanwhile, Momo's holding on to Turbo Granny, while this thing's beating up a bear sign. But they shift and transform, and and Yokai Okarun is making a run for it. Now we get a little bit of an explanation about the crab thing. Granny Psycho says that the dead turn themselves into freshwater crabs to cross the river Styx. This is one big ass crab. So Yokai Okarun, which is so funny because he calls her Momo-chan. She's like, don't call me by my first name like that, which she's probably falling for it. She's falling for it. They can't turn on this heavy curve, or they can't turn on the curve because he's like, yeah, you're too heavy. I can't turn. So they go over and they go down. And he does a weird Turbo Luffy, right? He does like a helicopter leg thing to try to slow them down. But they keep falling. Thanks to Yokai power, he's able to catch her and they don't die. But now they're in a town and all these explosions and all this other stuff. And excuse me. And the crab appears and they're running. I'm saying to myself, how the hell is no one else seeing this? And they're wondering the same. All the people see is him running with her on his back. And we even get someone taking pictures of it. No one sees this but them. All right. That's kind of cool. Like, you can have these type of battles. It's not going to garner attention. Does that mean that people can't see the aliens as well? Like, we had a whole ass UFO blow up on the side of the road. I digress. So she directs him to run to a bathhouse because also uses her psychic hands. Once they get in the bathhouse, the people don't see the crab. They just see the walls exploding. She uses her psychic hand to pour hot water on it because pardon an interruption, I think it might have been the crab. Because if you put hot water on crabs, you know, when you boil them, the meat and everything tightens and it gets plump. Meaning like the muscle fibers can't move and his movements slow down. This damn crab has a human pupil on that weird crab eye thing, like the little stalk. Ugh. But yeah, slows down, becomes boiling red. She starts thinking about eating crab, and he's like, can we get out of here? Because remember, they have to get out of the city to get out of the area in order to beat Turbo Granny. Haul ass. That's what they do. Now, Turbo Granny calls up the spirits from this massive cemetery that's on the edge of the city. So she's borrowing the power of the spirits there to get up and possess people through the phone. That's the turbo possession phone trick that she's done before since episode 1. And it's straight up like The Ring or a zombie movie. So now they're hauling ass by being chased by a whole city while a giant crab also is back and is trying to get them. And Okarun is just going full throttle. And she asks him to trust him. By the by, the music here is fantastic. And we get their version of William Tell's overture called William Hell Overture. I will do my best to remember to pick that up and put that in the description. As you can see, I've put Otanoke in the description, like the full song the full song with the music video, the anime intro, the full song with anime stuff in it, and the English lyrics video. All official, BTW. All official. Save them, favorite them, put them in a playlist. It deserves it. But I'll put that in there as well. So Turbo Granny talking all this shit as we get, our depressed Okarun trying to get the hell out of there, and they jump down. Momo knows the train. Okay, train goes by. Don't know what that's. I'm like, okay, something gonna happen with the train, but they're falling fast, and she has to let go of Turbo Granny in order to use her psychic hands as like wings to slow them down. But now they're cut off. There's the people. There's the people, and then there's the giant crab. You got Granny talking tons of shit, claiming that they're cheating and talking about the lack of respecting seniors. And I love that Momo starts switching like dialect to like modern dialect. Even half of it's in English. He's like, you're amazing. I've never seen an old person bully young folks this much. Mad respect. She ending mad respecto. He's like, the old woman's like, speak properly. You trying to confuse me. Don't try to confuse me. Merges with the crab and says, okay, so how long you want this time? You want 20 minutes, 40 minutes? She's like, I only need 1 second. Train goes by, psychic hand grab the train, gets Okarun, and they Oka out of there. And now Okarun has already maxed out twice, so he's, he got low stamina right now. I'm sure he gonna improve that later. And they're on a train, and the giant crab is chasing the train. Now she's known as the 100 kilo granny. The train goes 120 kilos per hour. Unfortunately, trains have to make turns, so she caught up to them. She's like, it's not always gonna go 120, so I'm here. And again, Momo being the main character, she goes, man, my granny was right. You are super fast. You fell for the taunt super easily. The train is on its way to Kamigo because we see Psycho waiting, and there's the red barrier, and then there's like just normal nighttime where she is. I like that is a good way of showing this thing that only those who can see the spirit see, but I like that contrast. And she says, welcome to Kamigo City. Already has up like a barrier ready for her, and she got the psychic hands up, just keeping her back as she's trying to come out of this giant crab. She's like, nobody can win against you, but in this race I win. And she crosses that barrier, bursts into flame, blue bright ass explosion, got the bubbles popping off, and as the bubbles are coming off, they're like there are spirits coming off of this, free spirits of young ladies. Very beautiful scene. I got to see because I don't read the manga, but I did get to see the contrast between the manga and the manga panel, and then the scene, the screenshot of the scene. Both look really good. Obviously, when things are done in manga form, you had to put more expression into it because it's not a moving picture, but it looks good. Looks really good with these blue flames. And then they get to the end, Granny Psycho's waiting for them, and we learn more about this now. She didn't want to bring up such a harsh topic, but she's going to tell them this is the tunnel where girls her age were violated and cut into pieces and thrown away. So they brought flowers. They prayed for the spirits. Spirit mediums have long hunted Turbo Granny. And they know that, she informs them, evil spirits, spirits don't become evil because they want to. It's just kind of happen. And while spirit mediums have long hunted Turbo Granny, she showed them in places where spirits of girls met very irrational deaths, which makes so much sense where she talks about give me your weenie. It's like if these girls were violated and then, like that makes a lot of sense. It makes tons of sense on why that's her MO. So maybe she went around consoling the spirits, but like, Granny Psycho Santa Dodoria says, the dead shouldn't be assaulting the living. That's not good. You got to use force to send them back to the other side, even though you don't want to. This background reminds me so much of what happened or how Sakamoto Days with their background, with their very photorealistic guns and backgrounds look, because this looks very much painted. Like, of course, that's the tunnel, but this looks so painted. I apologize that I can't get something better for you guys, but that looks so painted. It looks so good. But yeah, same for the living. Living should never do anything to mock the dead. Trample into their territory disrespectfully. You can only blame yourself for your death. So that's the rules for the two to coexist. And meanwhile, the ISAs are fighting over crab, and our boy Okarun is like, y'all are able to eat crab after I don't want it. And we get a little bit of Granny Psycho kind of teasing Okarun, like she's like, so did your stuff come back? I want to see it. And she's like, she's being freaking hilarious here, because this is funny. They're fighting over a crab, so we can see what they like, right? And then we get this funny scene here where she's like I gotta say, son, please help. She is murking out on this, just that's literally the sound she makes. Hilarious. So Granny's chasing him to see his wiener, and this girl is vegging out on some crab, and she's like, well, Granny was just trying to cheer you up because you can tell that you're kind of down. That's why you don't want the crab. So they both say, he says, they both say bye. She's literally says in English, bye bye. And over again, they're both hands are like, bye, goodbye, bye bye. Like, what? And before he says anything, she says, hey, I'll see you tomorrow. The OTP lives. And then we get an explanation of the end of, about the crabs, crossover, river Styx, that whole thing, which makes sense. So since they were all violated, they all congealed into one giant crab with multiple faces because they met a very violent end, which I'm adding that part to it. Really good episode. Next episode is going to be called, it's episode 5, like, where are your balls? Oh man, this show is all about getting back your manhood. Deeper meaning there. Anyway, music, the hilarity, the action. Like, action's more than just fighting and uppercuts and fast pace and stuff. Like the action, that little skirmish they had, and then the entire chase scene, that was so good. I can see why this is 2024's best anime. I didn't participate in the Crunchyroll Awards. I don't even remember last time I ever actually did participate in that shit. It's all a popularity contest, right? But this show here, for sure, anime of 2024. If you say it's Solo Leveling, look, Solo Leveling. Wow. Well, I did enjoy the power fantasy, the South Korean power fantasy. I enjoyed it. It ain't better than this. And I'm just 4 episodes in. I look forward to covering season 2 of Solo Leveling. But nah, this is it right here. This is a 5 out of 5. Just perfect. I can't find my bookmark I have here, but DanDaDan, excuse me, DanDaDan is working its way into being my favorite anime. Like, damn good. So let me know what you think. I'm having fun watching this in 4 episode bursts. By now I probably would have seen episodes I probably would have ever seen episodes 5 and 6 by now, but at least by the time you guys see this, I would have seen 5 and 6. So trying to give them to you 2 a week. Trying to get these out before July, but this was good. 5 out of 5. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do not forget, hit that like button. Liking videos actually matters, people. It really does. It allows the video to be shown to more people, and it lets content creators know if you're enjoying what's going on. Please subscribe if you're not. Hit the notification bell, even if you are, so you can be notified of more reviews like this one. And don't forget about the Patreon link in that description. Click it. Whatever you choose to donate, I will be gracious and appreciative all the same. Guys, be good, be blessed. Wash those hands, drink some water. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, please, please don't be a jerk, all right? And remember, there are people out there that care about you. There are people out there that would rather talk to you. Do not isolate yourself, when there's nobody. Well, wait a minute. Almost saying the theme song to 101, but don't isolate yourself. Reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. I promise you there are people out there that would rather talk to you today than to miss and mourn you tomorrow. Matter of fact, my social medias in the description below. Give me a follow, say hello, be mellow, and we'll be good to go. I just realized this is a little bit shorter than my other reviews for DanDaDan, but that's because you gotta see this if you have not. This is must see. I will not go through each part. I just talked about it in sequence because there was a lot of such good stuff here. So until next time, you'll get this. You'll get the next review next week. All right, unless I get busy. But no, you'll get it next week. I promise. Until next time, DanDaDan.